In this session, we will learn how to work with timers in JMeter. We use timers to add realism to our scripts. These delays represent the time that it takes a real user to read the information in a site or enter data. JMeter has different types of timers, but we'll only mention a few that use known distributions. As an example, we will be using this simple script that has two steps. First, we will load the page and then perform a search on the site. We will have to add a delay between the actions to represent the time taken for the user to find the search box and type the search. In JMeter, timers are processed before each sampler in the scope in which they are found. So if we add a timer, I will just put it here between the steps. As it is not contained inside a controller, it will affect all the samples in the thread group. This means it will generate a delay before each of these requests. To see this in action, let's add a 2-second delay here and run the tests. And we will be able to see that before each of the requests, a 2-second delay is added. This is not the behavior we want. So let's see what happens if you place the timer inside a controller. Let's have for this a simple controller and put the timer in there. If we run the test, we will see that the timer is not having effect. This happens because timers are only processed in conjunction with a sampler, so if you put a timer inside a controller that has no samplers, it will not be processed at all. To obtain the behavior that we want, we will need to use this element called a test action and put the timer as its child. If we test this, we will be able to see that the delay is only introduced in between both steps. Let's now have a look at the different types of timers. The constant timer, as the name suggests, will always introduce the same delay. We will use this one if we want each thread to pause for the same amount of time between requests. Another type of timer we have is the uniform random timer. This is the one that we normally use in our scripts. This timer pauses each thread request for a random amount of time. As it uses a uniform distribution, all time intervals have the same probability of occurring. The total delay will be the sum of the random value, for which we will set a maximum here, and a fixed offset value that we will set here. The other type of timer that we will mention is the Poisson random timer. This timer also pauses each thread request for a random amount of time, but in this case, most of the intervals occur near a particular value. Again, total delay will be given by the sum of the Poisson distributed value and an offset value. Here we'll be able to set the lambda value for the Poisson distribution, and here that fixed offset. So now you have the elements needed to add timers to your scripts. If you want to find out more about other types of timers, you can find more information in JMeter's user's manual.